Action on Fuller Digital Solutions broadcast of OABCIG baseball. We have OABCIG and the Falcons taking on Lawton Bronson tonight. Both teams come in with a record of 1-1. I want to say thank you again for dialing us in on YouTube, and make sure to subscribe to Fuller Digital Solutions, and you can get updates on everything that's going on, future games and broadcasts, all that will be happening with the part of the YouTube channel. You can also watch some other games from around the area as a part of Fuller Digital Solutions. Want to say thank you to our pregame show sponsor, Gordon's Body Shop, and the scoreboard sponsor, United Bank of Iowa. The sponsors for OABCIG include North Star Community Credit Union, Beckman Motors, the Hoffman Agency, Holstein Senior Living, Zimmy's, Schmidt Insurance, Rex Chevrolet, and Swanson Insurance and Real Estate. My name is Michael Earl. I am going to be broadcasting a couple of games for baseball. We'll get a softball game in later next week. We are at the OABCIG facility in Ida Grove. Good fan attendance as people are starting to get back to normal again, trying to enjoy this weather. A cool night for baseball, a little humidity in the air. We'll see if that keeps the ball a little bit down. Sometimes that keeps it from popping out of the field. Dimensions on the park, 325 dead center. Looks like that's where you sit all the way around the lines as well. This is a unique field because they installed field turf around the plate and the pitching mound, so a little bit different for the hitters getting up there. They can't dig in, and the pitcher as well can't dig in front of that pitching plate, so see if that affects anybody tonight. As we get into the starting lineups for our teams, we'll start off with the Lawton Bronson squad, and they have their center fielder, Hayden Dockhauser, starting off, and then there'll be Connor Smith batting second. He's hitting .250 on the year. He's the shortstop. Luke Olson is the left fielder, batting .333. Matt Peters is a .143 hitter. He'll be in the cleanup hole. He's playing over at third base. The pitcher tonight is Brandon Crone, batting in the sixth spot. He's still waiting for his first hit on the year. Ryan Stratman is a .167 hitter. He's going to be the batter mate, so it goes pitcher-catcher in the 5 and 6 holes. Batting seventh is Simon Denny. He's a .500 hitter playing over at first base. Brock Mitchell is a .167 hitter. He's going to be at second base. And batting at .666 on the year, Hunter Lauren. He is going to be in right field. The pitcher for OABCIG is going to be Preston Gill. He hasn't thrown a pitch this year, so we'll see how he comes out firing. For the OABCIG Falcons, the starting leadoff hitter will be Cooper DeJean. He's hitting .750 on the year. Had a great first game, a little bit quieter night earlier this week on Tuesday. Then it'll be Trust Wells. Trust is still looking for her first hit on the year. He'll be out in right field. Easton Harms is the catcher. He is also looking for his first hit on the year. Zach Heemer also looking for that first hit. He's going to be playing third base. Preston Gill is hitting .250 right now, and he will be the pitcher tonight. Cam Sharkey is going to be hitting in the sixth hole, and he is playing first base. He's hitting, has yet to get his first hit this year. Hitting .200 is Eric Siebenaller. He's going to be at second base. Then Trayton Kohler is the DH. He's going to be hitting for Gabe Winterroad. Kohler is hitting .400 on the season, and Phillip Brooks will round things out. He's hitting .333 on the year, and he'll be out in center field. The opposing pitcher is Brandon Crone, and also a pitcher that has yet to throw a pitch this year. You got the coaches out there talking to the umpires. We're just about ready for the starting lineups here as well. Both teams coming in with a record of 1-1. OABCIG got a big win to start their season, and it was a 5-inning game. And then on Tuesday night, the very next night, a tougher opponent as they traveled up to Alta Aurelia. They fell in that game, really couldn't get the bats working at all, and that's something that I'm sure Mr. Dotzler is hoping they can really bring out here, get those swings a little bit better and try to bring the ball into the strike zone more. Of course, they were facing a couple of pretty tough pitchers in that game as well. I mentioned it's a cool night as the lights are already on. The cloud cover is already up there. Wind is going to be blowing out to right center field, so that is going to help hitting going for both teams. You're not going to have to worry about any shadows coming across the mound. I mentioned my name is Michael Earl. I used to work down at KDSN in Denison, and then I'm joining the Fuller Digital Solutions team. I want to say thank you for joining us. I mentioned the YouTube channel. That's how you can listen to this and you can watch it. You can also share that. But if you want to get a hold of me, tell me how bad I do or how good I do. I'll take either one of them. Feedback's always good. Just look me up on Facebook. You can look up Mike Earl, or you can look up my work address as well. That's Mike Earl with Nepal Real Estate. Either one of those, you can find me, message me, friend me, whatever you want. Send me a message and I'll be glad to respond to anything I get. And I want to hear what you think about the OABCIG Falcons baseball and softball teams are doing. And if there's anything we can be bringing you or telling you more about, I'd love to know that as well. Should be an interesting night for baseball. We'll take a quick break and then we'll be back here as we get ready for the first pitch.
As you cruise through downtown Odeboat, Iowa, you'll find Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, offering hard-working insurance for hard-working people. Have you visited swansonwithyou.com? Their website is all new. Put in a quote request, check out real estate listings, and read about the staff here to serve you. Truck it up with Swanson Insurance. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Located downtown Odeboat.
All right, let's run through those lineups one more time. For OABCIG, it is DeJean, Wells, Harms, Hamer, Gill, Sharkey, Siebenaller, Kohler, and Brooks. And the designated player is Gabe Winterout. He's going to be playing out in left field. For the Lawton Bronson squad, they are going to go Dahlhauser, Smith, Olson, Peters, Crone, Stratman, Denny, Mitchell, and Lorith, and both teams are going to be starting pitchers that haven't thrown a pitch this year. And that's one thing you're going to find a lot early on in the season. You know, pitchers come in, you get those early season jitters, pitching in front of a crowd for the first time, you know, maybe first time pitching in varsity. So you really want them to maybe get that first strike across, get more comfortable there behind the in that pitching position. They did a real nice job in Game 1 as Cooper DeJean came out and pitched all 5 complete innings, got the shutout and got the victory. A little bit tougher pitching a performance on Tuesday. It was a battle. The hitters for Elsa Aurelia really worked the count, made them throw a lot of pitches, and that's what Dan Dotzler probably can teach the guys to do. You know, you might not have a team that can get hits off of everybody, but if you force the opposing pitcher to throw a lot of pitches, all of a sudden he's coming out in the 3rd and 4th inning instead of getting into that 4th to 5th inning. It really can make a lot of difference on what's happening. So we'll see how good the number 3 starter is for Lawton Bronson tonight. Could be in a position, too, for this OABCIG team to get those bats awakened a little bit. You have some players that are looking for that first hit, and man, is that hard when you sit there and you're waiting on that first one to come. And as soon as you get the first, all of a sudden 3, 4, and 5 start to go. But you hit those atom balls where they go right at them, or maybe you're hitting just on top of it or fouling ones off. It's nothing more frustrating than when you get up there and you just haven't had the success that you're looking for. So those players, those 2, 3, 4 hitters, you know they're great athletes. You know they're going to be coming through, and they're going to be an important part of this Falcon squad throughout this year. We just hope they can get those bats started to go tonight and then for the rest of the season. We're going to have the national anthem here. We'll be listening to the national anthem through the headset, and we'll have the flag on the screen, and after that we'll have our first pitch. You are tuned in to Fuller Digital Solutions broadcast, and thank you for joining us. right. So OABCIG will be the home team. We're up in Ida Grove. Wind again blowing. Say outside, it feels like it'd be mid-70s. A little chilly actually with that wind, and the humidity is quite high. So for a night in middle of June, well, I'll take it, especially outside. You can see the crowd starting to put on some sweatshirts even, and that's not the worst thing in the world. It could be 95 and a lot hotter. Could lead to different conditions for pitchers and hitters. Sometimes when it gets too hot, you can get gassed early. Gill on the hill, righty. Looks like a pretty standard delivery. Get your final warm-up tosses in. Thank you for watching OABCIG Baseball. And again, this is a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Our sponsors for OABCIG are Rex Chevrolet and Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, to go along with Schmidt Insurance, Zimmy's, Holstein Senior Living, the Hoffman Agency, Beckman Motors, North Star Community Credit Union. The scoreboard sponsor is United Bank of Iowa, and the pregame show sponsor is Gordon's Body Shop. A couple more tosses and we should be ready to roll. And coming up to the dish is going to be Hayden Dahlhauser. Dahlhauser, that is. Dahlhauser. Dahlhauser looks to be a right-hand hitter. Good hitter. Hitting .500 on the early season. Umpire declaring we're going to have 2 more pitches and we'll get ready to go. There's a couple of teams that have already had some issues with some sicknesses. They've already closed down some programs and canceled some games, so hopefully we can get a complete season in for the Falcons and bring you as many of those games as possible on both the baseball and softball side, as Harms lets that one go and he's going to throw down to second base, so we should be ready to roll. 2 teams with a 1-1 record stepping in.
Leading off for the Eagles, number 2, Hayden Dahlhauser.
Dahlhauser right at the back of the box. Gill has his sign from the full wind. He'll step in, deliver. It's going to be grounded right back to him, fielded by the pitcher. Gill, 1 pitch, 1 throw to first, and 1 out. So a 1-3 put out to start things off here, and Connor Smith will come up. Connor is a .250 hitter, shortstop for the Lawton Bronson squad. A couple of birds tonight. I got the Falcons and the Eagles. The wind, and that's going to be right in the back. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and 1 pitch, 1 hit by pitch. And that's the first base runner. Uncle Charlie didn't break there, as the curveball stayed outside or inside. No doubt that was just a bad release point. Playing straight away for Luke Olson, a .333 hitter. The left fielder is going to take inside and high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here. Top of the first inning, runner at first base. Gill working from the set now. Doesn't even look at the runner. Catches the inside corner with that pitch. That's a pitcher's pitch right there. Right at the numbers on the inside corner. Evens the count at 1-1. Here, quick eye to first. Now comes home. No, he's going to throw over to first base. Back easily is Smith at first. I like the way Gill's working here. He's really quick on the mound. Doesn't take a lot of time. That keeps the fielders a lot more interested. From the set. Now delivering home. Hit high and out of play. That'll reach the parking lot. Oh, sounded like concrete, not a windshield. That's a good sign. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. For those rookies, that's why you don't park in the first row. Give a little space. As Olson digs in again. Gill eyes first base. He's ahead in the count, 1-2. Coming home with it. High fly, foul, out of play. That one will get over towards the football field. OABCIG has their baseball and football fields kind of adjacent to each other. So count remains 1-2. Runner at first taking a little bigger lead. Gill eyes him. Now comes set and comes home. Uncle Charlie tried to get him to chase it high there, but just didn't come down enough, and the count evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gill has his sign, looks to first. Smith is going to dive back. The throw just is holding him close. 2-2 count, doesn't want to let him get an early break.
Come on, Preston.
Runner at first and 1 out. Preston Gill from the hill. Comes home, that's going to be foul, then into the backstop. And it'll remain a 2-2 count. Just underneath that high heater. What you'd like to do here, well, maybe, what I would like to do here is kind of raise that maybe another 2 or 3 inches and get him to cut underneath it. Throw that high heat one more time. He was a little late on it. And see if you can't get him to chase one about his shoulders. Gill from the set, delivers home. That's going to be lined out towards first, over or to short, and then over to first in time. So it's a double play to end the inning. No runs, no hits, and no runners left on base. We are through a half inning, no score. You are listening to OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from our sponsors.
Account of your own can be a challenging task. That's why I went to North Star Community Credit Union. They help make my finances easier to handle by offering me the services and products I need at a price that will fit my budget. They've got it all: savings, checking, ATM or debit card, loans, direct deposit, free online and mobile banking, e-statements, bill pay, and much more to suit my busy lifestyle. See for yourself why so many people like me have made North Star Community Credit Union their one-stop financial institution.
Visit their offices in Cherokee, Ida Grove, or Sheldon to start an account today. Federally insured by NCUA, you've got a strong credit union behind you.
All right, we're back to the first at bat of OABCIG as the Falcons will take to the plate with their leadoff hitter, Cooper DeJean, then Trust Wells and Easton Harms to follow. If anybody gets on, Zach Keemer will come up. Just looking at the warm-up tosses from Brandon Crone. Looks to be a little bit of a hard-throwing right-hander. A little angle on his arm delivery. It's not quite sidearm. I'd say it's a 3/4 pitch. Gets a lot of velocity out of it. Oh, formal windup all the way back and then all the way forward and through. Dan Doetzler's going to be coaching third base. The assistant is down on the first base line. Noticed in the game on Tuesday that Doetzler's not afraid to bunt with just about any of his players if it's the right move to move a runner over. And I do like the field turf that they have on the plate and on the pitcher's mound as well. It really speeds up the game and prevents issues as far as dirt getting dug out and packing it in. So they're going to go down with a throw here, and we'll get ready for the bottom of inning number 1, scoreless game. DeJean was 4 for 4 in his first game, and I believe 1 for 4 last game.
Leading up for the Falcons, number 9, Cooper DeJean. On deck, number 31, Trust Wells.
He'll step in, right-hand hitter, right at the back of the box, facing the right-hand pitcher. Crone from the full wind delivers in. Uncle Charlie's going to be drilled out towards left field, and a hit to lead things off. A solid single for DeJean has him checking in at first base. Now, DeJean was caught stealing last game, not something that's going to happen too often this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they've got him on the move early. Coming up, Trust Wells. So he throws nothing but heat in his warm-ups. First pitch is a curveball drilled to left. Back to first, not in through the first baseman's mitt and over to the fence. DeJean's going to turn and round, and he'll take third base. And then that throw is going to go over third, and DeJean will dive back safely as the nice play made by the third baseman. So DeJean is on third, and Trust Wells, without even a pitch being thrown, has a runner 90 feet away. Pitcher eyes home, now working from the set, delivers. That's going to be taken low.
On deck, number 35, Easton Harms.
Wells is going to try to make him bring that pitch up. Has a lot of room down the left field line. They're playing him almost straight away. Pitch is taken for a ball low. So Wells showing a good eye. Middle of the field defended well. First and third are playing close to the line. Third base is in, guarding against the bunt. First base playing straight away. Pitch home, and it's going to be fisted out towards shallow right field, working underneath it, making the catch. DeJean is going to tag. There will be a play close, but it's going to be not in time as DeJean crosses on the sacrifice fly. So Wells gets an RBI on the sac fly, and it gets his first out as well. So no balls, no strikes to Easton Harms, who steps up
At the plate,
with empty
Easton
bases.
Harms on deck, number 6.
But OABCIG with an early 1-0 lead. Crone working again from the full wind. Rocks and fires. That's going to be taken low on the bounce. You haven't been to Ida Grove. They got the cornfields in the distance, the windmills as well. As he winds and fires, that'll be fisted back to the parking lot and one hop into the bed of the truck. Oh, just missed it. Into the Equinox. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As Harms digs in, he's just right on top of the plate. The righty rocks and fires in. That's going to be right on the inside corner at the knees. Good pitch there by Crone. It's so nice to get back to baseball, a little normalcy for these kids. Start of high school and for the younger ones, junior and elementary school, just get back to normal, get those kids feeling like they're safe and ready to go back to school. Taken low, a 2-2 count. 1 out, 1 in. OABCIG on top, 1-0. That's going to get to the backstop, and the count will go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. For the games, the schools are not allowed to charge, and they can't offer concessions. And they do ask that everybody social distance, and most people do. As the ball is taken high, and Easton Harms will take a base. He's about as fast as Cooper, maybe a step slower, but not by much. And he'll be just as big a threat on that base path.
Zach Hemer at the plate.
After Crone had that bad throw, though, I don't know if the coach wants him to try to check that runner as well. Zach Hemer will step in. He's also looking for his first hit on the year. Harms takes an extra step. He'll stay put, and the ball's going to go to the backstop, so Harms will check in at second base on the wild pitch. So now a runner in scoring position with the ball to Zach Hemer. Preston Gill on deck. Hemer, a little bit of an open stance, very upright at the dish. Harms leading off second. Coming home, and that'll cut low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Again, if Hemer can pull one down the line, he'll have all day to run. There's nobody near the corners. As the pitch is in there for a strike, but fouled off down the right field line and out of play. And the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. Nice cut there. Kind of reminds me of baseball for me when I was growing up, because in Minnesota they don't have summer sports, so you start baseball in March. It almost feels like a early spring night and not a summer night. Looking back, now coming home with it. Going to be grilled foul down the third base line into the fence, and the count will even out 2 balls and 2 strikes. No fun in Minnesota when there's still snow on the ground and you're playing baseball, that's for sure. Pitcher looking in. from the set. He'll deliver. Uncle Charlie will catch the outside corner. It's the first strikeout of the game for either side. And Hemer will take a seat, bringing up Preston Gill. Gill can add to his cause here as he's pitching. He's right at the back of the box. Pitcher looks back as Crone now will deliver home. He'll foul one into the construction zone, right into the bulldozer down there, or the front end loader, I should say. My son would correct me. As a 6-year-old, he knows all about construction equipment. Far more than I do. Harms leads off second base. No balls, 1 strike. Crone eyes the runner, now comes home with it. Inside, low, even up at 1-1. Mentioned the wind was blowing out, kind of died down a bit. Just a little bit of a breeze, maybe 5 to 7 miles per hour, blowing straight out to center. Crone comes home with it. Little bit of a mechanics issue on that one. He was eyeing second base even while he was delivering home. It's not easy to throw a pitch for a strike if you don't see the catcher's mitt until after you've thrown it. 2 balls and a strike as Preston Gill digs in. That'll be taken low for a ball, so good eye there, and the count goes 3-1. If you're Harms, you can take off on the contact. Preston looks out, and Crone coming in with it. He's going to fist that into the backstop, and we're going to go full count. With the full count, Harms will take off on the pitch. I suppose he has to watch for a ball because he doesn't want to get thrown out at third. Gill looking out. Crone from the set, eyes with the runner at second, now coming home. And that'll be taken low, so Gill's going to get the walk as a nice at bat. A lot of pitches thrown, and that brings up Cam Sharkey. Cam looking to get into the hit column as well. First baseman tonight for the Falcons. Has runners at first and second. Eyeing second, now coming home with it. High hit out to right field, working underneath it, and the center fielder comes over and makes the catch. So a fly out to center will end the threat, but not before the Falcons get 1 across on 1 hit with 2 runners left on. You're through an inning complete. You are watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from our sponsors.
I'm Mark Hansen, 3rd generation dealer here at Rex Chevrolet GMC in Honeybrook. We have been family owned since 1925. Whether you're looking for that new Chevy or GMC or any other vehicle, please give us a call at Rex Chevrolet in Honeybrook or look us up online at rexchevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Mick at Mark Hansen's Rex Chevrolet GMC in Honeybrook. This year we celebrate 100 years of the Chevy truck, and Rex Chevrolet has been selling and servicing these trucks for over 90 of those 100 years. Stop by and see us for your next Chevy or GMC truck.
Well, we've got a 1-0 game as the Falcons are on top of the Eagles from Lawton Bronson. Falcons got their run on a solid base hit, a single to left center by their leadoff hitter in Cooper DeJean. Cooper advanced to third on a errant throw to first base, and then he came home on a sacrifice fly by Trust Wells. They had another threat going with first and second and 2 outs, but a fly out to center field ended the frame. For the Eagles, it's going to bring up Matt Peters, Brandon Crone, and Ryan Stratman. Gill got through the first inning with the minimum faced. Did hit 1 hitter, but a double play on a line out by Luke Olson to Cooper DeJean at short. He fired over to Sharkey at first base, and that was the end of any threat there. Easton Harms will dig in. He couldn't take the first few pitches because of his ability to run. Most catchers end up sitting so that they can get their gear on, but nobody wants to take those wheels away from second base.
For the Eagles, number 16, Matt Peters.
So Matt Peters is going to come up. Thank you for joining us for this Fuller Digital Solutions production of OABCIG Baseball. Big thank you to our sponsors tonight, including North Star Community Credit Union, Beckman Motors, the Hoffman Agency, Holstein Senior Living, Zimmy's, Schmidt Insurance, Rex Chevrolet, and Swanson Insurance and Real Estate. As Gill brings the pitch home, and oof, I think he hit his face. It went right off the top of the bat on the handle, bounced up and hit, I believe, the brim of his helmet. They're going to come in and talk with him a little bit here. That doesn't happen very often. Looks like he's okay. Peters is 143 hitter on the season. Dotzler's going to come out and make sure everybody's okay. You don't want to let a player who has any issues, especially in this day and age with concussions. Well, he's checked out, and looks like he's going to stay in the game. So Lawton Bronson fans give him a round of applause. So do some OABCIG fans. Harms will come back behind the plate, and after a foul to the forehead, it'll be an 0-1 count. Gill has his sign. More of an upright pitcher as he goes straight up and comes down with it, and he'll swing over the top of that as Peters fouls it to the backstop. Ahead 0-2. You can waste a pitch here, but the way Gill's been working, you might want to just kind of throw one low one outside and see if you can't get him to chase. Kind of jammed him up twice, and see if you can't get him reaching here. He is going to go a little low heat, but able to get around on it and foul it down the third base line was Peters. They're going to get that back into him. Gill gets the sign from Harms, setting up dead center plate, a little low. Pitch is swung on and missed. Uncle Charlie out to play, and the first strikeout of the game for Gill comes to the leadoff hitter in inning number 2. Nice curveball there, started it right at his shoulder, and then it just dove right down into the zone. Swinging over the top of it was Peters. That's going to be Brandon Crone up. Big cut and a miss there. Crone has yet to get his first hit on the year. He's the pitcher tonight. He'd like to help his cause. No balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Gill eyeing in from the full wind. He'll deliver. Right on the inside corner. Good pitch, and he's ahead in the count 0-2. Gill has just been peppering the zone tonight, and that's exactly what you want in your first outing. Gives you that confidence that you can throw any pitch at any time, and those hitters know that. Ahead in the count 0-2, he'll come home with it. Tries to get him to chase outside, nothing doing there. Crone was able to see that one out of his hand. Now Uncle Charlie's been working, we'll see what he does. Harms setting up inside corner. From the set line, he'll deliver. It'll be fisted foul over the dugout of Lawton Bronson into the trees, and we'll reset again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. We're in the top of inning number 2. OABCIG on top, 1-0. Gill winds and fires right on the knees. Back-to-back strikeouts on a pitcher's pitch, and that brings up Ryan Stratman. Stratman is the catcher for the Eagles.
Batting, Ryan
right-hand hitter.
Deck number 8, Simon Denny.
Digs into the center of the box. From the wind, comes home. And it'll be fisted back to the pitcher, up with it, and over to first. A 1-3 putout. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. You are watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from our sponsors.
Beckman Motors in Odebo is your premier dealer for Ford, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, and Ram, new and used vehicles. Their dedicated sales staff, knowledgeable finance associates, and expertly trained technicians are all here to make your experience fun, easy, and hassle-free. We're proud to be family-owned and part of our local community. When it's time for a new vehicle for your family and a great selection of used vehicles and service, visit Larry Beckman Motors, Odebo.
We're back again onto the OABCIG field here in Ida Grove as the Falcons looking to get above 500. Both teams coming in with a record of 1-1. Falcons on top right now as we enter the bottom of inning number 2, 1-0. Preston Gill has faced the minimum so far. He's been the pitcher for the Falcons. He is facing Brandon Crone, who gave up 1 run on 1 hit in the top of the first inning. The Falcons are going to hit their 7, 8, and 9 hitters. That's Siebenaller, Kohler, and Brooks coming up to bat. We're waiting on the catcher, who had to get all the gear on here. Siebenaller is a 200 hitter. Trayton Kohler, a 400 hitter. And Brooks, a 333 hitter. I'm going to check my phone and see what the outside temperature is. It feels like lower 70s, but then again, I could be way off. I got 73 on my phone, and with the wind, I'd say it feels like it's maybe upper 60s. Final pitch was thrown down. And I want to say thank you for joining us for this Fuller Digital Solutions productions of OABCIG Baseball.
Leading off for the Falcons,
we also encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube channel you're watching to receive broadcast notifications for future OABCIG and FDS events. That will be taken inside and low for Eric Siebenaller.
Designated hitter number 1, Trayton Kohler.
Siebenaller, Kohler, and Brooks. If anybody gets on, that would bring back the start of the lineup with Cooper DeJean. 1-0 count, Siebenaller looking out. Crone delivers outside and low. Good eye there by Siebenaller. Got a very upright stance, almost standing straight up and down. And then when it comes in, he kind of ducks a little bit. Kind of coils is what they say. Coil the spring to unleash it. You want to have that comfort level, and everybody's stance at the plate is a little different. There's no set way to do it. But I've noticed a lot of the Falcons have more of an upright stance. As Crone works. Kind of got that 3/4 delivery, and that time it's across on the outside corner for a strike. Right at the numbers there. And we're evened up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the second, Falcons on top, 1-0. Crone from the set this time. He'll just fire in, and that's a pitch that didn't make it halfway. You put 2 of those together, it might be a strike. The count will go to 3-2. Nothing worse than as a pitcher you spike one halfway to home plate. Unless you throw one that hits the backstop in the air. That might be worse. As he'll wind and fire in, and swinging strike 3 as swinging through that one was Siebenaller. Second strikeout of the game for Crone brings up Trayton Kohler.
At the plate, Trayton Kohler on deck, number 30, Phillip Brooks.
Kohler, a little taller hitter. Again, very upright stance. Middle of the box at the very back. And that'll bounce across. Ball 1. Not much space behind the pitching plate, or the behind home plate here. If it gets to the backstop, especially if there's a runner at third, that'd be a pretty easy play at the plate. This Crone will fire in, and he'll take a big cut at that high cheddar. Didn't get any cheese, though, so it'll be a 1-1 count with 1 out. Sometimes when it's at that eye level, it looks too good to pass up. As he'll fire one out towards right field and right at the right fielder. The play is made by Hunter Lorith, and a line out will bring up Phillip Brooks. Brooks, a .333 hitter, is playing out in center field tonight. Righty on righty matchup. 2 outs, nobody on the base pass, as that one's going to go to the backstop.
Now batting for the Falcons, Phillip Brooks. On deck, number 9, Cooper DeJean.
So DeJean on deck, and after that would be Trust Wells. Lawton Bronson really not moving their fielders around very much. They just kind of play straight away, give a lot of space to both foul lines. As that's taken high and tight for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. Left fielders really playing almost dead away left field. Maybe they have a lot of speed and can cover those lines better. As that'll be outside for a ball, and the count goes 3-0. I anticipate that Brooks has the stop sign up here as he stands in. Crone trying to fire one across here, and that'll be taken inside for a ball. So a 2-out base runner for Cooper DeJean. DeJean lined a solid single out to left center field, fielded on a hop. As he digs in. Open stance. Means that front foot is pointing a little bit towards third base. As the pitch is taken outside for a ball. So it's 5 straight balls by the Eagles pitcher here. As Crone's struggling a little bit here. Has 2 outs, though, in this inning. A very dangerous hitter to bat. From the set, he'll fire in, and DeJean had a nice cut at that one. But a good pitch in a good spot, and the count goes to 1-1. Eyeing the runner. Crone from the set. Rocks and fires, and that'll be fisted down the right line and out of play. Just off the end of the bat there. You got to get that inside out swing and just tap it right off the cap of the bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. Bottom of inning number 2. Falcons on top 1-0. DeJean looks out. Crone delivers home. That'll be swung on, and it's a slow dribbler over to third base and in time to first. That's a speedy runner that he threw out there. A 5-3 putout ends the threat, and we are through 2 complete. The Falcons are on top 1-0. You are watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from our sponsors.
Live for today, plan for tomorrow with Schmidt Insurance.
As an independent agent, I work for you, helping you find the right coverage with the best companies at extremely competitive rates. I'm Jared with Schmidt Insurance in downtown Battle Creek. I offer a complete lineup of insurance products including home, auto, farm, commercial, as well as life and retirement. For a no-obligation quote, call me at 365-2535. That's 365-2535.
Thanks for joining us for this Fuller Digital Solutions production of OABCIG Baseball. Through the 2 innings so far, the pitcher, Preston Gill, has faced the minimum and just allowed 1 base runner, a hit by pitch, but that was doubled up on a nice catch and throw by Cooper DeJean, who caught a line drive to short and doubled off the runner in the first inning. He's going to face the 7, 8, and 9 hitters here. That's Simon Denny, who's hitting .500. Then it'll be Brock Mitchell and Hunter Lawrence, who is hitting over .600. So some good hitters so far on the back end of this lineup early in the season. Couple of strikeouts, both of those were last inning. As the pitcher, Preston Gill, was involved in all 3 outs. Strikeout, strikeout, and a pitcher put out to first base on a slow roller. Right at the back of the box. Bat kind of twirling in the air. And that'll be fired back to Gill through his mitt. Fielded at second. Needs to go quickly over to first and in time. That's a weird scoring play because it's actually a 1-4-3 putout. Once it touches the pitcher's mitt, that counts as the first contact. Fielded quickly by the second baseman and thrown over to first. So it was a good play as Gill got his first glove on it. Then Siebenaller fielded it quickly and threw it over to Sharkey to get the out. As the pitch is taken high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Top of inning number 3. Falcons with the lead, 1-0 over Lawton Bronson. Windmills turning lazily in the outfield. That'll be cut on and missed. He got a little bit more up and down action on that one. Kind of jumped out of his hand, and swinging behind it was Brock Mitchell. Count goes even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Mitchell leaves the bat on the shoulder, then brings it up when the pitch is coming, and right at the knees there. He steps out and looks over to the third base coach, and right back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Top of inning number 3. Gill coming home from the full wind, and it is just going to be dribbled back to him. That's 3 times tonight he's had one come right back to him, and all 3 he's made the play to first. So far, he's been involved in the last 5 outs. Strikeout, strikeout, a 1-3 putout, a 1-4-3 putout, and a 1-3 putout. And the only lefty for either team steps up, Hunter Lorenth, that's in the lineup. Digging into the back of the box. Gill right on the outside corner. That's right on the black, and there's not much you can do with it. Good take. Force the umpire to call it if he does, and he did. No balls and a strike. Gill wants Harms to set up a little bit inside here. We'll see where he comes with it. Right, dribbled towards third, picked up there, over to first, and in time. A 5-3 putout, 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. You're watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from our sponsors.
A few Facebook reviews from Zimmy's Bar and Grill in Ida Grove. Best prime rib I've ever had. From appetizers and drinks, meal and price, all was great. Pretzel burger was to die for. Highly recommended, and I can't wait to go back to try more menu items. We stopped at Zimmy's in Ida Grove after our game, and they stayed open for us. It was steak night, and they were delicious.
I'm Eric Zimmerman, inviting you to enjoy our family-friendly full menu restaurant. Try it, love it, and come back for more at Zimmy's Bar and Grill, East Highway 175, Ida Grove.
Thanks for joining us for this Fuller Digital Solutions production of OABCIG Baseball. Big thank you to our sponsors tonight. For OABCIG, those include Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, Rex Chevrolet, Schmidt Insurance, Zimmy's, Holstein Senior Living, the Hoffman Agency, Beckman Motors, and North Star Community Credit Union. The starting lineups, or the scoreboard sponsor is United Bank of Iowa, and the pregame show sponsor is Gordon's Body Shop. So far, through 2.5, the OABCIG Falcons have the only run in the game. 1-0 is the lead, as they are going to hit their 2, 3, and 4 hitters here. That's Trust Wells, Easton Harms, and Zach Heemer. Trust had a sacrifice fly in the first inning, scoring the only run of the game, as Cooper DeJean got over to third after a single and advanced on a wild throw to first base.
Leading off the bottom of the third.
That's been it so far.
Right fielder, 31.
Both pitchers are throwing good games. Crone back on the bump, looking in. He'll wind and fire. Oh, that'll take a little bit of a shoulder shot there, as Trust is going to take his base.
After 31 takes the base.
That will bring up Easton Harms.
Easton Harms on deck, number 6, Zach.
Glancing blow. That's what you want, because that was a fastball. Just kissed off the shoulder, and Easy base to take. Trust, big lead. Now he gets back to first. He's right in between there, whether he wants to dive or slide, and it's kind of dangerous. You don't want to be jabbing your foot into the bag that fast because it can catch, and all of a sudden you got an ankle problem, but he's looking okay. Harms, eyes out. Crone comes home with it, high and outside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. OABCIG has 1 run on 1 hit. Line over to the bag at first. Crone from the set delivers home. Wells is going. Low throw and in safely just underneath the tag. A stolen base for Trust Wells, and it was a ball outside. So 2-0 count for Harms, and now a runner in scoring position. Crone again working from the set. As he'll come home with it. Low, and now a 3-0 count. You'd assume he's on a dead take here, but we'll see. 3:25 to center here in Ida Grove. Looking back is Crone, now coming home with it and taking all the way outside, but right on the corner for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. First base is open. Nobody out here, top or bottom of the 3rd inning. And that'll be taken for a ball. Tried to get Uncle Charlie to bend, but he was not flexible on that play. So runners at first and second, and that's going to bring up Zach Heemer. Heemer struck out in the 1st inning. Now with runners at first and second, he'd like to put the bat to ball. Not even holding Easton on first. He's got a huge lead. Squared around to bunt, and it's right in front. Beautiful bunt. Will advance the runners for sure. Taking a hard turn towards 3rd, and they'll just run him back was Wells. But a sacrifice bunt moves up the runners to 2nd and 3rd. As Preston Gill's going to come up. Gill had a walk and was stranded at first base back in inning number 1. So 1 out now. Runners have advanced to 2nd and 3rd. Any hit to the outfield would likely score both, as you got speed on both bases. Coming home with it on the outside corner for a strike. That's been a consistent call by the umpire right on that corner. Both teams are getting that, and that's a pitch as a pitcher you love to get. Gill looks out. Crone comes home, and he'll swing through the inside pitch. And the count will move to no balls and 2 strikes. Now, if you could just get one down the line at 3rd, you got the 3rd baseman playing right on the grass, guarding against the suicide squeeze. Right in at first base as well, as that'll be taken low and outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tried to get him to chase there, but a good eye by Gill gets the count a little bit more into his favor. Down 1 and 2. Crone keeps his hands high, and he'll deliver low. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Gill can get one to the outfield for a base hit. That scores 2 runs and makes him pitch a little easier with a 3-0 lead instead of a 1-0 lead. 2-2 count. Crone wants to put one across here, and that'll be right on the corner. Talked about that pitcher's pitch, and he threw it right there for strike 3. So that'll leave it up to Cam Sharkey. Cam had a fly out to end the 1st inning. Not an easy play, as the center fielder called off the right fielder and went all the way over into right field to make the play. Crone delivers, ball low, and a 1-0 count. Falcons want to get one of these 2 base runners across. A hit by pitch and a walk to start it off, then a sacrifice bunt and a strikeout. From the set, he'll deliver a high pop-up infield. Probably underneath it is the second baseman, working it and making the play. So a fly out will end it. So no hits, 2 runners left on, no runs across, and no errors in the field. We are through 3 complete. It is 1-0, Falcons on top. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions as OABCIG is taking on Lawton Bronson in baseball action. Back after a message from our sponsors.
The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove wants to wish the OABCIG Falcons good luck. They know that whether it's athletics or academics, the OABCIG students work hard. The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove offers old-fashioned customer service combined with today's technology to provide the high-quality, professional, personal, and commercial services that you deserve. The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove, a proud supporter of the OABCIG schools.
Thank you for joining us for this Fuller Digital Solutions production of OABCIG Baseball. Big thank you to our sponsors, including North Star Community Credit Union, Beckman Motors, the Hoffman Agency, Holstein Senior Living, Zimmy's, Schmidt Insurance, Rex Chevrolet, and Swanson Insurance and Real Estate. Our scoreboard sponsor is United Bank of Iowa, and Gordon's Body Shop is our pregame show sponsor. You're watching this, and most likely it would be on YouTube. And if you want to, why don't you subscribe to this YouTube channel? If you do that, you'll receive broadcast notifications for future OABCIG and FDS events. Just a great way to watch games. Technology is ever-changing. If you'd have told me in 2006 that I'd be doing a game on the internet, I'd have said no, but here I am, and 14 years later, but I'm on television or televised or video broadcast, whatever you'd like to say. It's an interesting world we live in, especially this year. I don't know if we're going to have a plague of frogs next, but we'll find out. No balls, no strikes, and no outs as coming up to bat in the top of the 4th inning is the top of the order for Lawton Bronson, Hayden Dahlhauser, and he will take ball 1. He almost got hit with that one, but pitch bent in there just at the last second to avoid the hit by pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. As Gill comes home with it. And that one will hit him. So that is the 2 base runners tonight, both hit by pitches. As Hayden Dahlhauser is going to take his base, bring up Connor Smith, who was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. Dahlhauser looks like he might have some speed over there. So far, Gill has faced the minimum, 9 outs through 9 hitters. But number 10 got on base. Big lead, coming home with it. Bunt is back to the pitcher. Has it. Throw over to first is in time. And the runner will be held at second base. So a sacrifice bunt will get the runner over. It was a close play, but well fielded by the pitcher. And Preston Gill put the mustard on it he needed to get the out at first. So no balls, no strikes, and 1 out will bring up Luke Olson. Olson lined out to Cooper DeJean in the 1st inning, starting off a 6-3 double play. And that'll be taken high and tight for a ball. A little sweet chin music there. That'll back a hitter off. Starts coming out your eyes and it doesn't leave them. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Gill eyes the runner, now delivers home. Swung on a missed. That was a great pitch right on the outside corner. Swinging right through it there was Luke Olson. Olson's hitting .333 on the year. On deck is Matt Peters. From the set, looking back. Now coming home. And that'll be swung on and missed. As he just kind of went up the ladder a bit that time. Hit the outside corner on the last pitch. Then raised it by about a foot there. See if you throw that inside and jam him up here. We'll see what happens. Looks like he set him up back outside again, though. As that'll be fouled down the right field line and out of play into the construction zone that's currently between about first base and the entrance to the OABCIG school. Dancing in behind the runner. Now Gill brings it home, and he'll get another strikeout. That's his third strikeout of the game. And a good place for it. So we have a hit by pitch and a sacrifice bunt that moved the runner over, and a strikeout. And now 2 outs with a runner at second. Up to bat, Matt Peters. High and outside for a ball.
On deck, number 25, Brandon Cron.
Peters hitting 143. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Going to fire back and just about got him. If he had caught it, it would have been close. But just unable to keep the ball in the mitt there was Cooper DeJean. It was a perfect throw right at the bag. That'll keep the runner a little closer because he was not easy getting back. 1 ball, 2 strike, or 1 ball, 2 outs. Make it 1 ball, 1 strike as that one is going to bounce and hit the white pickup. It was a glancing blow. I don't think we'll get a dent off that one. It's like hitting a really big mosquito. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at second. Falcons on top by 1. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Coming home with it right on the corner. That's that pitch I'm talking about all night. If you can hit that spot and they're calling it a strike, you can do very well from the pitching mound. And Preston Gill has been hitting that spot. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's right on the corner, right at the knees. As Gill comes home with it again, this time he adjusts up. That could be hitter interference. The ump didn't call it. The batter kind of stayed in the throwing path of the catcher. They're going to give the base, so he'll take it. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild. And that'll get through the backstop, and the game is tied. So a wild pitch will score a run. That stolen base meant a lot. And we're tied at 1-1. Arms had that just get past him. Mentioned it's not very far to the backstop, but good wheels from Dahlhauser, and he gets in. So if you're Gill, you just got to put it behind you and throw this pitch and get the out. That low outside fastball right on the black would be a perfect one right here. How about just a high heat right down the middle? Strikeout number 4 on the night ends the frame, but not before the score gets tied. 1 run on no hits with no runners left on base and no errors. We are through 3.5, 1-1 game. You are watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from our sponsors.
Live for today, plan for tomorrow with Schmidt Insurance.
As an independent agent, I work for you, helping you find the right coverage with the best companies at extremely competitive rates. I'm Jared with Schmidt Insurance in downtown Dollar Creek. I offer a complete lineup of insurance products including home, auto, farm, commercial, as well as life and retirement. For a no-obligation quote, call me at 365-2535. That's 365-2535.
Back at it. Game is tied 1-1 after a hit by pitch, followed by a sacrifice bunt, a stolen base, and a wild pitch. And we sit tied at 1 with Dahlhauser coming across. Falcons are going to bat their 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Eric Siebenaller, Trayton Kohler, and Phillip Brooks. I bet we're down by 70 degrees right now. With the wind, it'll feel about 65. There's a beautiful night, a nice crowd here filling in. Crone looking in from the full wind. He'll come home with it. Check swing on a pitch taken high. So Siebenaller shows a good eye there. And they're going to appeal down to first base. They'll still say it's a ball, so 1 ball, no strikes. Siebenoller looks out. Crone comes home, and that'll be fouled right into the backstop. It doesn't matter if the fence is there. Everybody still reacts like it's going to hit him in the face. I know I do. Well, the count will even up, 1 ball and 1 strike. You never know. The ball could get through that fence. As the pitcher comes home with it, and that'll be taken on the inside corner for a strike. That was a nice pitch. Feels like it's underneath your arms, and all of a sudden it's across the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crone working ahead here. From the full wind, he'll deliver. Taken low for a ball. And we're even up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Falcons got their run in the first inning. A Cooper DeJean single. Advanced to third on a throwing error and came home on a sacrifice fly by Wells. As that's going to be into the parking lot, and a count that will reset at 2-2. The Eagles got their run on a hit by pitch, a sacrifice bunt, a stolen base, and a wild pitch. As that'll be swung on and missed, as Siebenoller goes down, bringing up Trayton Kohler. Trayton hitting .400 on the season, lined out to the right fielder in the second inning.
Trayton Kohler on deck, Phillip Brooks.
Kohler a little taller, has a very upright stance, hands about eye level. And then he takes a big stride as that's going to get out of play down the left field. Oh, it's going to stay in play. It blows back in and unable to make the play at third. The wind blowing out towards center field, I think caught that one and kept it in play. But the third baseman running over there, a little bit overrunning it as it blew back in. And second life will come back to Trayton Kohler. No balls and a strike, 1 out, bases are empty. We're tied at 1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Eagles pitcher brings it home. That's hit out towards right field off the end of the bat, now in foul territory, and the first baseman will make the play. So a pop out to first will bring up Phillip Brooks with 2 outs and nobody on.
Batting number 30, Phillip Brooks.
Had to work to get the donut off.
On deck, number 9, Cooper DeJean.
DeJean on deck if Brooks gets on. As he will swing and miss at a low fastball. Playing it right even at the bag at third. Straight away to first base and standard positioning up the middle, short and second. Outfield is straight away and kind of right in the middle. So no balls and 2 strikes after that pitch. Crone trying to get his first 1-2-3 inning. And he does on a strikeout. Gets 2 of them in the frame. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on. We are through 4 complete. We are tied at 1. And you are watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from our sponsors.
It's about caring for one another, loving one another, being there for family and friends. At Holstein Senior Living, we are here to provide that little extra care while you live life to the fullest. Wake up when you want. Participate in daily activities at your discretion. Eat meals on your time, which includes an all-day breakfast menu. All with the comfort of knowing there are trained professional staff available at any time for the little extra caring things that may require a helping hand. Holstein Senior Living, offering assisted and independent living options with care.
And we're back here, top of the 5th inning, tied at 1 as the OABCIG Falcons are taking on Lawton Bronson in a pitcher's duel. 1-1 the score. My name is Mike Earl, joining you tonight, as I will be throughout the seasons. It's not just baseball and softball. I believe our first softball game will be next week, Wednesday or Friday. We'll have to get you an update. I think it's over. It's going to be an away game, so we'll take care of that. And then we'll get some baseball action as well. You can dial in to Fuller Digital Solutions to see all the games that are coming up. Make sure to subscribe to them on the YouTube channel. I mentioned my name, Mike Earl, because I'm always looking for feedback. If you want to look me up on Facebook, you can do that. Just type in Michael Earl. See my ugly mug. and my beautiful wife and child. That's me. Give it a friend request. I'll answer you back, or just send me a message. Tell me how you like hearing the broadcast. If there's anything we can do different, that'd be great as well. We're always looking for ideas because we want to give you the best coverage we can of your Falcons. Digging into the back of the box as Preston delivers, and that'll be taken low, is the number 5 hitter, Brandon Crone. He's the starting pitcher. Both pitchers have gone all the way so far. Gill has allowed just one hit, as that's in there for a strike on the inside corner. Crone struck out in the second inning. It was the second strikeout of that inning, and one of 4 batters that's been struck out by Preston Gill so far tonight. He has a real unique delivery. Kind of comes back real slow, and then at the last second when he's delivering in, a fan told me it's kind of like it's almost quick pitching. Kind of slow, and then fast to the plate. And it's been throwing off the hitters for Lawton Bronson. Slow, and now watch, fast, right in there, and the curveball just came right across. Uncle Charlie's out to play today. So that's 3 straight strikeouts for the pitcher, as he ended the last frame on a sacrifice bunt and 2 strikeouts. 5 on the game through 4 1/3 innings. I'll bring up Ryan Stratman. He grounded back out to the pitcher. Oof, just missed on that inside corner. I think it froze the hitter and it froze the ump. It just missed maybe on that inside over the batter's box. 1 ball, no strikes. Preston will deliver in, and that'll be fouled back out of play into the parking lot. 1 hop and off the van. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. If you're wondering, I'm parked 4 rows over on home, and that'll be tap foul. Come to rest right underneath Easton Harms. Picks it up and fires it back out. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. We're tied at 1, top of inning number 5. So that's taken outside and low for a ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mentioned you can look me up, Michael Earl, on Facebook, and send me a message on Facebook through Messenger, or you can also post to me, I suppose, as well. You can also look up my business account, Mike Earl at Nepal Real Estate, and message me through that as well. That'll be fired out towards right, and a base hit his head. Checking in at first base is Ryan Stratman with a solid single. Kind of outside pitch and just went with it and laced it out towards the right fielder.
At the plate for the Eagles, number 8, Simon Denny.
It's going to bring up Simon Denny. Denny grounded out to the rare 1-4-3 put out as the ball went through the glove of Gill and fielded by the second baseman over to Sharkey at first.
Lawton Bronson.
Courtesy runner will come in for the catcher, Ryan Stratman. Gill again working from the set. Delivers home, swung on and missed. Threw that high heater right past him. Gill comes to the set. 1 look to the runner, now delivering home, I believe. Yeah, that'll be outside and low with the curveball. Looking over, throwing over, and back in time. So I'm one half of our broadcast team tonight. The other half is Hannah Schmidt sitting next to me. She's working the camera and the computer, making sure that you can get the best broadcast possible. Doing a great job as always. Coming home with it, and in there for a strike at the numbers. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is a production of Fuller Digital Solutions, FDS. Look up their YouTube channel and subscribe, as that'll be grounded towards the hole, and it'll be knocked down by DeJean, but it'll be a hit. Nobody was going to be out on that. Advancing to second will be Stratman's courtesy runner, as Simon Denny will get a single and bring up Brock Mitchell. Mitchell had grounded out to the pitcher in the third inning. So a little bit of a threat here with one out and runners at first and second in the top of the fifth. And that'll be cut on and missed. Well, when in doubt, go to that outside corner. And he did. A couple more pitches down there, and you might get two outs. That'll be in there for a strike at the knees. So here you give up a couple of base hits, your first two base hits of the game. And then you come back with two strikes to the number 8 hitter. Preston eyeing the runner at second, playing at the grass on first and third just in case you get a bunt here. Tried to get him to chase outside, no go there, so it'll go to 1 and 2 on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners are at first and second. We're tied at 1 in the top of the fifth inning. Just one out. As that'll be cut on and missed. A little high cheddar strikeout, and that'll be the 6th of the game for the pitcher Preston Gill, and bring up Hunter Lorith. Lorith grounded out to the third baseman on a nice pickup and throw in the third inning. So now you don't have to worry about those runners as much. You just got to make sure you throw good pitches to this hitter. Gill delivers outside. 1 ball and no strikes. First baseman is backed up a bit. He's playing just behind the bag, right on the grass at third. Second and short, right up the middle. They have the play, and it's in time. Oh, I thought they got him there. Just got that hand back. It was a good move by Gill. He's shown that a couple of times, and that's a tough throw to make across your body. You got to jump around. And he's throwing it at a place where you can get the out. You throw it right where their hand's going to be, so the player, in this case it was DeJean, doesn't have to make a tag. The tag's made by the throw. And then he'll swing and miss at that high fastball. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners are at first and second. Gill looking back, now coming home. It'll get fisted into the backstop, and the count moves to 1 and 2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-1 game. Runners are at first and second for Lawton Bronson. As Gill's a strike away from getting out of this one. Let's end the threat here, as Falcons would love to get that offense back out there. And it's just going to be tapped slowly. Gill's going to have to make a fast play over to first in time. What a play by Gill coming off the hill. A 1-3 putout will end the frame. No runs on 2 hits with 2 runners left on and no errors. We are through 4.5, and you are listening to a tie ball game. 1-1 our score. This is a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from our sponsors.
As you cruise through downtown Odeboat, Iowa, you'll find Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, offering hardworking insurance for hardworking people. Have you visited SwansonWithYou.com? Their website is all new. Put in a quote request, check out real estate listings, and read about the staff here to serve you. Truck it up with Swanson Insurance. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Located downtown Odeboat.
Thanks for joining us for this Fuller Digital Solutions production of OABCIG Baseball. Mention that you can tune in on YouTube or the Facebook channel for Fuller Digital Solutions. Once you do, why don't you subscribe to that YouTube channel, and you'd receive broadcast notifications for future OABCIG and FDS events. A big thanks to our sponsors for OABCIG, and those include Schmidt Insurance, Rex Chevrolet, Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, Zimmy's, Holstein Senior Living, Beckman Motors, the Hoffman Agency, and North Star Community Credit Union. Cooper DeJean is going to start things off as we're back to the top of the order for the Falcons. 1-1 our score. We're the bottom of the 5th inning. Remember, high school baseball, 7 innings played. Cool night, now about 70 degrees with wind blowing out towards center field. And a pitcher, I believe, is the same, still out there on the hill. Number 25, yes it is, Brandon Crone. He's gone the first 4, and 1 strike now to Cooper DeJean in the top of the or bottom of the 5th. Crone winds and fires, and DeJean is going to rip one out towards right field. It's going to get over the head and down to the wall. DeJean throwing on that burners. He'll cross second base, and he will held up there with a leadoff double. Just ripped it right out to the gap in right center. Base runner already in scoring position. Trust Wells coming up. Cooper takes a lead off second base as the second baseman looks to hold him on. Crone eyes him. Cooper feinting the run. Trust is going to set up to bunt. It's going to go past the catcher to the backstop, and checking in at third base will be DeJean. So now with a runner at third that has a lot of speed, with Wells at the plate, any sacrifice fly will get the lead back to the Falcons. Playing right in at first base. Third base is even up. Straight away at second and short. Outfield is straight away. Coming home, and Wells is going to ground it to short, and he will try to beat it out. Coming home is DeJean, and he will cross. So a ground out RBI will score the run as Trust grounds out on a 6-3 putout with an RBI. His second of the game. He has both the RBI for the Falcons, and that brings up Easton Harms. As that is going to be thrown behind Harms. Harms has walked twice and been stranded at second base both times. After Harms will be Zach Heemer. Falcons retaking the lead after a leadoff double, as that'll be taken for ball 2. Advancement on a wild pitch, and then a ground out that scored a run for the second RBI of the night for Trust Wells. Cooper DeJean has both the runs scored. Both teams now with 2 hits. So 1 out in the bottom of inning number 5. The Falcons leading 2-1. Harms trying to go 3 for 3 on walks with a 3-0 count. Probably taking it all the way here. As Crone will have a little get-me-over fastball there and bring the count to 3 balls and a strike. Looking down to Doetzler, has his sign. Harms looking out, Crone looking in. He'll deliver home from the set. That'll be right off the inside part of the bat over towards the line. And did he make the play? No, he dropped it. The third baseman ran into the fence there. This was a good effort there by Matt Peters. Just unable to keep it in the mitt. And with the foul, it'll go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. We're full. Harms is just underneath that fastball. Crone working from the full count. He'll from the set deliver, and it'll be grilled over to first base, fielded, and run to the bag for a 3 unassisted. And that will bring up Zach Heemer. Zach struck out in the first inning and then had a sacrifice bunt in the third inning. Well, bases are empty, 2 outs, 1 run across. Falcons leading 2-1. Evening cooling off. I'd say we're upper 60s now. Feels almost like football weather. Early season football weather, that is. taken low inside, 1-0 count. Wind and fire. That'll be right in there for a strike at the numbers. So the count evens up, a ball and a strike. Crone delivers home. Right at the knees on the inside corner. So Crone finding that inside corner to his liking. All three pitches have been right there. Got to protect the plate here if you are Heemer. Anything close, you got to take a cut. And that will miss outside and low as it spikes down. And the count will even out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crone from the full line delivers. Grounded towards short in the gap. Up with it. Long throw in time to first. A 6-3 putout will end it. But the Falcons get a run on a hit with no one left on base and no errors. We are through 5 complete. Falcons on top 2-1. You are watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from our sponsors.
Account of your own can be a challenging task. That's why I went to North Star Community Credit Union. They help make my finances easier to handle by offering me the services and products I need at a price that will fit my budget. They've got it all: savings, checking, ATM or debit card, loans, direct deposit, free online and mobile banking, e-statements, bill pay, and much more to suit my busy lifestyle. See for yourself why so many people like me have made North Star Community Credit Union their one-stop financial institution.
Visit their offices in Cherokee, Ida Grove, or Sheldon to start an account today. Federally insured by NCUA, you've got a strong credit union behind you.
All right, we're back again as we have 2 to play. Top of the 6th inning will bring up the 1, 2, and 3 hitters. And there, the only run was scored in the 4th inning. Falcons with a 2-1 lead. They got 1 in the first on a Cooper DeJean single. He advanced to third on a wild throw to first base and came home on a sacrifice fly by Trust Wells. And in the 5th inning, Cooper DeJean broke a 1-1 tie when he had a leadoff double, advanced to third on a wild pitch, and then he came home on a 6-3 putout. Both RBIs tonight are by Trust Wells. Scoring for the Lawton Bronson squad was Head in the 4th inning when the hitter that's up right now, Hayden Dahlhauser, was hit by a pitch. He was sacrificed to second base, got over to third, and then came home on a wild pitch.
Dahlhauser on deck number 1, Connor Smith.
Still pitching for the Falcons. And in there for, missing low. No, in there for a strike. That's what it was. I thought it was a strike. I just didn't see him come up with a hand. So no balls, 1 strike is on the scoreboard. Open stance for Dahlhauser. No, it was a ball. Okay, that's what I thought. So it's going to be a 1 ball, no strike count. Scoreboard's wrong right now. Nobody out, nobody on. As that'll be into the backstop, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Preston Gill has been on his game tonight. Changing up pitches. Curveball's been getting in there for strikes, working the fastball inside and out. The righty from the full line delivers home again, and a bunt attempt is going to go foul. Right on the inside corner. That's a hard ball to bunt, because it almost always wants to catch off that bat and go foul. It's a lot easier to throw your bat out there and try to drag one with you down the first base line if it's going to be towards the outside of the plate. Harms has his helmet repaired. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. That should take the bunt off, as Dahlhauser has a real open stance, and then he closes it when the pitcher goes into the wind and delivery. Coming home with it, and he is going to fire one out of play, and that's going to hop once, twice, and into the tail light of the Equinox. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. Top of inning number 6, Falcons on top, 2-1. Lawton Bronson to bat. From the wind, Gill delivers home, and he's going to just fist one over the second baseman's head into right field, as Dahlhauser will get his first hit of the night, and he'll check in at first base. Just an excuse me single. Throw the bat at it, get it over the fielder, and drop it in safely. Connor Smith might be called on to sacrifice bunt again. He's got wheels, and he was just about able to get to first before the throw. In at third, they're going to go down. Easton had to double clutch it. The throw down is not in time. He'd have had a much better chance at it, but it kind of didn't come out of the glove right for Easton Harms. Pitch was called a strike. No balls, one strike, nobody out. 2-1 lead for the Falcons, but the Eagles have a runner at second. And they will try to sacrifice bunt. Back to the pitcher. Gill up with it, over to first in time. So a 1-3 putout on the sacrifice bunt.
Hey, you gotta sit on everything, Easton.
And that is going to move the runner to third. So Luke Olson will come up.
Luke Olson on deck number 16, Matt Peters.
Olson lined into a double play on a 6-3 putout as they doubled off the runner in the first inning, and then he struck out in the fourth. If you're Gill right now, I think we might have a pitch count, and we'll see if that's what the case is. Hate to take the ball out of Gill's hand the way he's been pitching, especially with a runner at third. Maybe you're just going to talk about where you're going with the different throws. That could be what they're doing. It doesn't look like anybody's coming in. Remind Harms that he's got to really work on dropping those knees and blocking everything in front of him. So we got no balls, no strikes, runner at third, 1 out. The umpire's going to go out to join the conversation. And Gill is going to come out of the game. And they're going to bring in Cooper DeJean.
From short to the pitching mound, Cooper DeJean will be your new Falcon pitcher.
What a nice outing by Gill. Gill ends up going 5 into third innings. Gave up 1 run. And I think if that was earned, it was not. If you're looking for a nice start after a couple of pitchers had to go on Tuesday night, you got everything you could get out of Gill. Going to bring in a hard-throwing DeJean. He'll come in with the runner at third base, trying to get out of this jam. Lights are starting to do their work as the cool evening continues. You see for miles out here at Ida Groves Field. Into the distance, the turbines are spinning. Light breeze blowing out towards center field. Fans just getting back to normal, and kids having a chance to come out and get together in their summer. Just the way it's supposed to be. So everybody's going to break up from the pitching mound and go to their different positions. Preston Gill is going to take over at shortstop. So it's an even switch as Gill and DeJean will trade spots. He'll bring one more home. Looks like DeJean has a bit of a cut on that fastball. Could be one that'll jam up the right-hand hitters.
Number 16, Matt Peters.
We'll see here as Olson will dig in against the new pitcher. DeJean with a stretch, working from the set. Runner at third. And they will bring it across for a strike right on the outside corner. That's the pitch. He already found it. Right on the outside black, and let the umpire call the strike. First baseman is a step on the grass, holding the runner, and now stepping right onto the grass is that third. Everybody looks like they're coming home as that's cut on and missed on the outside pitch. And an 0-2 count. So do you go inside here to try to jam up the hitter, or just keep it outside and maybe try to stretch it out? My fan in the stand says he's going to throw a little high heat and see what happens. And that's what happens. It goes right up top. Ball's behind Easton Harms to Gene quickly and in time. A strike him out, throw him out. Double play, but the runner is safe at first as Harms was unable to control the pitch. So it's a strikeout. The runner reaches first base on the strikeout, and it is a 2-1 putout to get the out. So a runner at first is safe. 2 outs. And the Falcons are out of a bit of the jam. And they're 1 out away from taking a lead into the bottom of the 6th inning. DeJean eyes the runner, now comes home with it. Runner goes, Harms down to second, and that will be not in time as it skipped across on a bounce. The grass is a little longer here, and when it hits, it slows it down quite dramatically. No balls and a strike. Luke Olson dancing off of second base. Big lead. He's going to go to third. No, he did just stop. He's got a running lead out there as there are now 2 strikes, and DeJean is not worried about him. Just concentrating on the hitter. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Falcons with a 2-1 lead. Runner goes, swung on and missed. So a couple of strikeouts for DeJean ends the threat. We are through 5 1/2. The Falcons have a 2-1 lead. You are watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from your sponsors.
I'm Mark Hansen, 3rd-generation dealer here at Rex Chevrolet GMC in Oregon. We have been family-owned since 1925. Whether you're looking for that new Chevy or GMC or any other vehicle, please give us a call at Rex Chevrolet in Oregon or look us up online at rexchevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Mick at Mark Hansen's Rex Chevrolet GMC in Oregon. This year we celebrate 100 years of the Chevy truck, and Rex Chevrolet has been selling and servicing these trucks for over 90 of those 100 years. Stop by and see us for your next Chevy or GMC truck.
And we're back as the Falcons got out of a jam. Runner at third with 1 out. They brought in Cooper DeJean. He struck out a couple of hitters. And we are back to a, as I mentioned, a 1-run lead. And the Falcons will come up with their 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Preston Gill will be leading off. Then Cam Sharkey and Eric Siebenaller. Falcons got 1 in the first. Game was tied in the 4th when the Lawton Bronson squad got 1 back. And then a run for the Falcons in the 5th inning got the lead back. And that's where we sit right now. Bottom of the 6th inning. Falcons with the lead of 2-1. Looks like we have a new pitcher on the hill as number 1 has come in. Get me out my trusty dusty scorebook here and see who that is. And that looks like it is Connor Smith.
Pitching change for the Eagles from short to the mound, number 1, Connor Smith.
Connor Smith will come in.
Leading off for the Falcons, number 4, Preston Gill. On deck, number 22.
So Preston is the pitcher of record for the Falcons. Crone, pitcher of record for Lawton Bronson. So that'll be swung on and missed by Gill. See if I can pull up the stats for Connor Smith here. 0-1 count. Gill looking out from the line. He'll deliver, and that curveball cuts across for a strike. And it looks like Connor Smith started 1 game, went 3 innings, and allowed no runs, as that'll be hit out towards right field in the air. Fielder's under it. A ball that went right at him, and a fly out to right will start off the 6th inning for the Falcons. That brings up Cam Sharkey. Sharkey has popped out twice. Siebenaller on deck. If anybody gets on, it'll bring up Trayton Kohler. From the full wind, he'll deliver in, and Smith delivers strike number 1 on a swinging strike. Again, Smith comes. He has a big step back on the windup. Gets a lot of momentum going over towards first base, and then comes back set and brings it home. Missed on that one outside, and the count will even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on, 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th, Falcons up by 1. And that'll be flowing off the end of the bat, right field line. I don't think it's going to stay fair, and it will land in foul territory. A little warning track pop out. And they'll redo the play at a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They're playing so far off the line in right field that really no chance to get over there and make the play. Right at the back of the box is Sharkey, still looking for his first hit on the year. The curveball's going to miss outside. It's a nice curveball there. Good motion on it. He wants to start that off at the shoulder of the hitter. That one was started off in the middle of the plate and broke outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, setting up outside again. And that curveball didn't break, and it was started off at the hitter, and it ended at the hitter. But ducking out of the way there was Cam Sharkey. So the count's full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. He'll stay in the back of the box. Look for that fastball, maybe inside, as it'll be the fastball outside that gets him. Throw down on the strikeout. And that brings up Eric Siebenaller. Siebenaller's had a tough time at the plate. He has struck out twice. On the season before tonight, he was hitting .200. Just takes 1. Smith will fire in on the outside corner. That's that pitcher's pitch we've been talking about. You're getting about an inch on that outside corner, and both pitchers, well, make that now the 3rd and 4th pitchers as Smith is in and DeJean came in the top half of the frame. Have been painting that corner for strikes. That one's taken low, 1 ball and a strike. Nobody on, 2 outs. Siebenaller looking out. The delivery is lifted over our heads and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. 2 outs. Shakes off the first, takes the second, setting up low, and that'll be in there for a swinging strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Smith as he goes 1, 2, 3. No runners, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We are through 6 complete, and the Falcons have a 2-1 lead. You are watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from our sponsors.
Beckman Motors in Odebo is your premier dealer for Ford, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, and Ram, new and used vehicles. Their dedicated sales staff, knowledgeable finance associates, and expertly trained technicians are all here to make your experience fun, easy, and hassle-free. We're proud to be family-owned and part of our local community. When it's time for a new vehicle for your family and a great selection of used vehicles and service, visit Larry Beckman Motors, Odebo.
Well, Cooper DeJean on the bump, looking for 1-2-3 inning and a victory for the Falcons, which would get them back above 500 to a 2-1 start. Falcons won the opener against MVAO, lost in their second game to Alta Aurelia as they take on Lawton Bronson. Their game was rained out last night. They're also 1-1 on the season. DeJean came in, got 2 strikeouts to end the last inning. Came in with a runner at 3rd and 1 out. Got a strikeout that got just briefly past Easton Harms. He was able to get it right back to DeJean, who fired down, or got the tag down in time for the out. Thanks for joining us for this Fuller Digital Solutions production of OABCIG Baseball. And if you would like to see more OABCIG sports throughout the year, including football, softball, maybe some volleyball, some possible wrestling, into basketball, both boys and girls, you can do that all right here on this YouTube channel, as that's going to be taken for a hit by pitch. And Cron will take his base.
First base, number 25, Brandon Kahn. On deck,
so I'll bring Ryan Stratman up. Stratman singled and was stranded at second base in the 5th inning, and he grounded out to the pitcher in the 2nd inning. So So you subscribe to that YouTube channel, you'll get all your notifications for future OABCIG and FDS events. Eyeing first base, DeJean delivers home. That's going to be taken low. So just needs to find that release point again. 1 ball, no strikes. Big thanks to our sponsors, Gordon's Body Shop, pregame show sponsor, United Bank of Iowa scoreboard sponsor. Eyeing first, now coming set, DeJean delivers home, and that one is going to spike across. So 3 pitches, 3 balls now to the second hitter after a hit by pitch to the first hitter. Kind of rushing right now. He just needs to slow down and throw the ball. Instead of aiming it, just throw it. As he'll bring it home again. Swung on and mixed. I thought it was 3-0. It was only 2-0. So now 2-1 count on the scoreboard. Our OABCIG sponsors include Zimmy's, Schmidt Insurance, Rex Chevrolet, and Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, to go along with North Star Community Credit Union, Beckman Motors, as that's in there for a ball. And a 3-1 count. DeJean will check up the throw and say, hey, just get it back to me. We'll worry about it later. Beckman Motors, the Hoffman Agency, and Holstein Senior Living. And my name is Michael Earl. I'll be joining you throughout the OABCIG athletic season this year on Fuller Digital Solutions. Love to get some feedback from you if you're listening tonight. You can send me a message on Facebook, or you can post on my page, or send me a friend request. Michael Earl, Michael Earl. You can also see Mike Earl with Nepal Real Estate if that one works easier. Either one is fine. Just send me a message and I'll get back to you. Tell me how we're doing. Big thank you to Hannah Schmidt, as that's in there for a strike and we're full. Hannah's working the camera and the computer tonight, making it possible to broadcast this game. As we keeping on here, 3-2 count. Runner at second, 2-1 lead, and DeJean on the hill, and he misses outside. So a hit by pitch and a walk have runners at first and second with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. And you don't have to be nice on Facebook. You can send me messages that tell me I'm terrible. That's fine too. It wouldn't be Facebook if you didn't do that. 2-1 is our score. Falcons on top. Playing right at the line at first base on the grass is Sharkey. Third baseman's a step off the grass, but guarding the line. As that's hit back towards the pitcher. He has it out at third. He'll take it there, and that's all they'll get. But the lead runner is out on the 1-5 putout. A fielder's choice, and the runners stay at first and second, and now 1 out. So that brings up the number 8 hitter, Brock Mitchell. And after struggling with control, DeJean looks a little more comfortable on the hill right now. And that one is going to be taken high. So why did I say anything?
At the plate, number 14.
Just missed that release point by a little bit.
Number 12, Hunter Lord.
As hard as DeJean throws, that's a hard pitch for Easton to get up and get a glove on. But he did. Nice play there by the catcher. DeJean winds and fires from the set, and it's in there for a strike right at the knees. Good pitch there. Outside half of the plate. Now you got some pressure on the hitter. With 1 out, he wants to defend. He doesn't want to get down 1-2. Playing in, worried about that bunt, and he'll offer at that for a strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, runners at first and second. We're in the top of inning number 7. Falcons just trying to hold on to a 1-run lead. DeJean eyed the runner at second. Now comes home, and it'll be grilled into the backstop for a foul, and we'll reset at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Hey, good spot here, 9.
Still cooling off out here. Probably mid-60s by now. Everybody in their short sleeve shirts is huddled together. Social distancing a little harder when you're cold. And it's just great to see the kids out enjoying a baseball game, as that's going to get to the backstop, and the runners will advance. So now you got runners in scoring position at second and third. Just that 1 out. But a strike away if we can get one more from 2 outs. But with first base open, you can get the walk here and still move that force to any base. For Cooper, though, against the 8 and 9 hitters, you just want to get one in here, maybe on the inside corner, try to jam him, let him swing right through it. Cooper looks in, Easton setting up the throw, and it's going to be taken for, or swung on for strike 3. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. And now the Falcons are 3 strikes away from their second win of the season. That'll bring up Hunter Lawrence. Lawrence has grounded out to the third baseman and the pitcher. DeJean working to the lefty. Delivers home on the outside corner for a strike. That pitch has been there all night. The umpire's been giving it, and the pitchers have been taking it. Just keep it going. You want to keep it in the infield here. But you can throw it out to first base. That'll end the game. That'll be hit out into the football field, which is parallel to this off the first base line. So now just 1 strike away from a win. The win would go to Preston Gill right now, who went 5 1/3 great innings, allowing just 1 unearned run. As that'll be taken high. It's a good pitch. It's hard to lay off that eye-high fastball, but a good eye shown by Hunter Lawrence, and he'll get at least one more pitch here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Falcons on top 2-1, top of the 7th inning. DeJean looking to close the door. Wind and fire, swung on, and a foul tip just got through Easton Harm's mitt. No shame in that. It's coming off that bat and glove. Just blink of an eye. Pulled it on through. 1 ball, 2 strikes remains the count. 2 outs. DeJean hides the ball behind his back, now to the glove. Working from the set, delivers home. Taken high and outside. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on, and 2 outs. Falcons with the 2-1 lead. Falcons playing in at the corner at third base. Even up at first, second, and short. It'll be grounded towards third. Fielded there, up with it. Throw to first is in time, and the Falcons get the win on a 5-3 putout. A great play there on the Zach Heemer to Cam Sharkey, and the Falcons get the win 2-1. We'll be back after one message with a few closing words. Falcons get the win over Lawton Bronson. Nobody can shake hands because of social distancing, but the Falcons will take a run out to the outfield. You have been watching OABCIG Baseball Action, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Back after this from our sponsors.
A few Facebook reviews from Zimmy's Bar and Grill in Ida Grove. Best prime rib I've ever had. From appetizers and drinks, meal and price, all was great. Pretzel burger was to die for. Highly recommended, and I can't wait to go back to try more menu items. We stopped at Zimmy's in Ida Grove after our game, and they stayed open for us. It was steak night, and they were delicious.
I'm Eric Zimmerman, inviting you to enjoy our family-friendly full menu restaurant. Try it, love it, and come back for more at Zimmy's Bar and Grill, East Highway 175, Ida Grove.
Well, the Falcons got 1 in the first, and that was where we sat off a Cooper DeJean single, advanced over to third on a wild throw to first, and then he came home to score on a Trustwell sacrifice fly. We were 1-0 until the top of the 4th when a hit by pitch to leadoff hitter Hayden Dahlhauser got him on first. He advanced to second and third on a wild pitch and a steal, and ended up coming home on a wild pitch. But a couple of strikeouts by the starter Preston Gill ended any other threat, and we were tied 1-1 going into the bottom of the 5th inning when the Falcons got a leadoff double from Cooper DeJean, and Cooper was able to steal third and come home on a 6-3 putout. But both RBIs go to Trust Wells, and that held up. Going 5 1/3 innings of 1 run, and it was an unearned run, was Preston Gill. and he will get the win for tonight. Cooper DeJean came in and closed the door. He'll get the save as the Falcons get a 2-1 win. Falcons ended up with 2 runs on 2 hits with no errors, and the Lawton Bronson squad had 1 run on 3 hits with no errors. A big thank you to Hannah Schmidt for all her work today on the camera and the computer, and to Fuller Digital Solutions for their broadcast. If you watch tonight and you think your friends might enjoy it, let them know. Hey, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Fuller Digital Solutions. And once you do, you'll get updates and notifications for future OABCIG and FDS events. Enjoy this. I believe our next game is Monday. I could be wrong. We'll check the schedule. Of course, everything is rain delays and everything else, but I believe our next game is on the 24th. So make that Tuesday, 22nd. 22nd. So it is Monday. Monday the 22nd. We'll be doing the baseball game right here. So we'll be back in Ida Grove. You can join us for that on the YouTube channel. Just subscribe or dial it in again. A big thank you for joining us tonight, and we will be back. You have been watching OABCIG Baseball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions, and I am Michael Earl. Thanks for joining us.